Well, I think that he went too far in a program of spending. It was called a new frontier, but most of it, in my opinion, were just new ways to take us down the road to socialism. I was very disturbed over the amount of commitments we made and the amount of appropriations, especially in view of the fact that we're in a serious international situation. No one knows where the end is coming. I don't really think we're getting to war this fall over Berlin, but I haven't the faintest idea that Khrushchev is going to agree to disarmament with inspection. But after McCoy came back from over there to try to get him to agree to something, McCoy told me that Khrushchev said that he'd never let representatives of NATO come in there inspecting nuclear weapons, said they'd try to spy on everything he had, and he wasn't going to let them in. I think that's still his attitude, so we can't disarm. The president said in New York Monday that disarmament without inspection would be a farce. It's worse than that. It would be national suicide for us. Now, I handled this year the Defense Appropriation Bill, in which we added about $5 billion to the president's budget. We felt we just had to do it. But I was hoping that we could cut off in some other respects. We did cut the foreign aid program, especially the giveaway program, about $600 million below what the president has recommended. But there were other things that we did agree to spend that I thought was quite unnecessary. So I say I'm disturbed over the fact that if we are going to make the sacrifices that I think are necessary to preserve us from being destroyed in nuclear war, even if we win it, it's going to be terribly beyond all comparison. We ought to be reconciled to doing without a few of the such things that this past Congress appropriated.
I see, sir. Well, now, evaluating President Kennedy's 8 months in office so far overall, do you think he has done a pretty good job?
Well, I think that he's got some good men around him, I'd say that. Just how practical some of them, I can't throw my head up and cheer for Dr. Heller, who is his chief economic advisor. But I really think McNamara is a smart man. I think Russ is a smart man. Certainly I'm glad to see my old friend John McCloy back in the State Department. Dillon he knows investment banking and finance. He's surrounded by some able men. I wouldn't discount that. And he's able himself. And I think he's dedicated to the general welfare. But he's also surrounded by men who have insisted on going forward with this program of what they call civil rights and social reform, and I think he's just been talked into going further than the world situation justified.
I see, sir. Turning to the local side for a moment, sir, you know our own Governor Allman has a chance for a federal judgeship. And do you anticipate perhaps any blockage on your part of that of Senator Byrd, should he be nominated for this judgeship?
Well, I don't feel that it would be appropriate at all for me to comment. Governor Allman and I have been close friends for many years. I know nothing about the judgeship except what the Roanoke and other papers have published on the subject.